I've always played football from a young age, and I started off with the boys team because there wasn't many girls interested in football. I tried to get my friends to come along because there wasn't many, so that's how I got my friend Sophie into football. And
that's me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got an opportunity to play for Scotland. I actually got trials and got picked, and I actually got offered a scholarship. But I just wish now I'd gone to America and took that opportunity, because I've still got friends in Italy that play professional football. But yeah, I got to cap for Scotland, so I'm quite happy about that.
She definitely had to twist my arm a lot to get into it, but since I started, I don't see my life without football anymore.
Today we have 6 teams competing: Orkney Women's Football Club, Lewis and Harris Women, Brora Rangers Women, Ross County Women and Inverness City Development. We also have Nairn Ladies as well.
Sé dúlan mór a head bhíant a chlannian is boranich na Gaeltachts Nilling bal cosha a chluche a gyd a farpaseach.
Basically today is just a lot of the teams don't get the opportunity to play regular competitive football, so today we bring them all together and they can get some round robin games.
We've seen real growth in the game across all areas and all regions really, and that's participation level and club level, and to see that reflected in the North region is just as encouraging. And as I say, the commitment shown by these players to travel here today is just fantastic, and it's great to see that in girls and women's football.
A lot of the teams at the moment, we only have Ross County and Caithness they compete in the North Division 2. Caithness have a 5.5-hour journey just to get to a game, so that's an 11-hour trip to get to teams in Aberdeen to play in the league. So again, that's maybe something that is not sustainable really going forward, although great that they've been able to commit to that this year. So that's why we have events like this, is so that they can get more regular games really. At the moment, teams are really just playing friendly games against each other, but that could be every month or it could be every 3 months.
We've had quite a rocky boat journey down this morning where Katie came towards me on a chair. It was pretty mad, but yeah, we did. So yeah, we have a boat journey. So this morning it was 6:30 boat journey, so we were all being picked up at 5:30 and down, and then 2 and a bit hours in the bus, and we're here. But I know certainly we were meant to play Stonehaven earlier in the year in the Scottish Cup game, but because of the timings of it, it was going to become a 4-day trip. So it just was logistically we couldn't do it. We couldn't take kids out of school for 2 days, and people couldn't get that time off work. And obviously we've got a lot of parents, and they don't want to be away from the kids for 4 days for the sake of 90 minutes. So it's quite tough.
Yeah, it's a long journey,
yeah.
But worth it,
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it to have something to aim for, and just have play against different people as well is really good. So not so sure about the boat journey tonight, but I think my glass of wine will not be happening on the boat anymore.
The commitment shown by the players to be here today is second to none, and they just have a real willingness to play regular football. Just now they're likely to be playing against boys and boys leagues, so for them to be able to come together regularly and play against girls and women of the same age is a massive thing for them.
I started my post 4 years ago. There probably wasn't really that much structured football going on, so now there's teams from all over the place. We've got teams in Shetland as well. There's lots of girls playing football in these communities, so it is really about we've increased that participation.
The game has grown exponentially. Since I was playing football, there was maybe kind of one key role model at that time. Julie Fleeting, any girl that was playing football, Julie Fleeting was their role model, and now the game's at a stage where there's loads of role models that are out there for young girls to aspire to be performing at that level, and we can see players playing professionally for teams in other countries and for the national team, and it's great for the growth of the game.
Chai mollige chud a dúirt gan bachár líg vornach chud a bhaun sanna Gaeltachts Nilling a táiseach sa bhart an Avlanna.
We thought that there was a lot more teams being created in the Highlands and Islands, and we want there to be a league for them to play in. Again, this is great, them coming down for one day and getting lots of football, but I think they want something quite competitive that they can go and compete in each week or every fortnight. So together with SWF, I put a proposal together in March earlier this year, really just to try and get the feelers out if it was something that they wanted to do.
For us to then, create a league structure for them to play in, which would be much more flexible than our current league structure, in Glasgow and other areas of the country, because of the travel implications that come with that. But it's massive for the North region, allowing a platform for these young girls to develop and have the same opportunities as the players in other areas of the country where the travel is less, and the financial implications aren't so hard.
I think we've at least got 6 teams that are interested in competing in the league next year. That could be increased to 8. I think the biggest thing is to be flexible. So for the likes of Lewis and Harris and Orkney, they won't be able to play on a Sunday due to the boat. So games might have to be a Saturday games for them. So the fixture list won't probably be the norm, but again, we're getting the girls and women a game of football. So that's the main thing, really.
And that probably appeals to us more to give us that encouragement to enter it. I think the fact that, if boats don't go, or all of a sudden you've got 2 folks' kids are ill or something and then they can't play, and so you have to allow for all that. But just the wee meeting that we've had there now, even with another coaches, they were suggesting, could it be that, if a team was one player short, could it be that you use a player from another team? And if we can be as flexible as that, then it can only work. So it's really good.
You obviously want to get more players. We've had a drop off a number of players just with the commitment. So even if we can say, look, we're going to enter a second team if we can into this league that Joe's getting together and acting on is really good. Obviously it means that the likes of Orkney and Nairn, who don't get regular games, I've noticed they've been entering the Scottish Cup and things like that. It'll be good for them to get more game time, and then when their squad develops and becomes better and stronger, then obviously they can then enter our league into the North Division 2, which we would like more teams locally. So then it means maybe it can become more of a professional league and it becomes a better league for them.
Going forward, I think there needs to be some kind of more local football for them to play. Again, they might have 2 teams that could enter that if it was less travelling. The cost comes into that. I think they're about £600 each time to come down on a bus. So it's costing them about £12,000 to come into the league this year. There's loads of other communities out there that want to play football, but again, maybe can't afford those big sums of money to play.
I think the prospect of a Highlands and Islands League for season 2019 is just a fantastic achievement, and credit to the girls and the players and the coaches who give up so much of their time to come together and play, who have to deal with significant travel and financial implications to play the game that they love. And I think hopefully next season's Highlands and Islands League will allow them to play more regularly without the strains of significant travel.
Ha syddafach skippen Washington yn ban, yd cwtiochwg, am y fi ymieatachwg y nadaf Janian yn ysborynnych y harson balconsio a chlwchio.
The success of the national team has played a massive key role in that growth, from qualifying for the Euros, and they're competing well. Having the game on television, the partnership that we have with BBC ALBA is allowing us to showcase women's football at the top level. And we've seen our first broadcast game in Forfar a few weeks ago there. They had their record attendance, so making the game more visible across the whole country is playing a massive role in that as well. And we just hope that continues. The more that we get to showcase the game, that more people will become interested, and in turn more people will start to come along and support the women's teams that are out there.
With the Scottish team actually qualifying, I've seen a massive drive in football, which I think more professional clubs need to get behind amateur-based teams, because it's the only way you're going to get football out there and on the map for women's football. I've just noticed in the press recently that the Scotland are going to go full-time just before the World Cup, which is absolutely brilliant. Obviously some of our players in England are down there in full-time football, which is absolutely fantastic. So if we can emulate in Scotland what England do, I don't see why it can't take off and go pro, basically.
The women are such great role models. We have leagues at the younger level named after the players, so our leagues up here are Kim Little and Rachel Corsie League. So again, that's something that girls can watch them on the telly and see them going forward, and hopefully aspire to be that as well. No matter where they come from, I think that they can actually achieve their dream of playing for Scotland as well.
Agus há nópad chrúige pe san úneach go léoch Eilein Lewis.
Went over for a national camp, under 14 national camp in Tullyallen, and then after that got selection into the under 16s Scotland training camp, and then after that got selection into the squad, the under 16 Scotland squad, to Poland to play a double header against them. Everyone's really proud, and it's amazing like being recognised like as a Scotland national player now. It's just it's amazing.
Very proud of Rachel. It's as I keep saying to Rachel, hopefully it's just the first run on the ladder for her, and we'll make sure this isn't the last cap. But all our players are striving towards recognition, certainly across the rest of Scotland, if not nationally, at the highest league possible in Scotland. So yeah, just Rachel's hopefully the first of many.
I think just making the game more acceptable, potentially in certain areas. A lot of girls have to play with the boys, which is great, but some girls maybe don't want to play with the boys, so I think if we give opportunities for them to play on their own, then I think that would be a good step. But I think the future's bright. If we can get stuff going, then there's no reason why it couldn't boom again in the next couple of years.